Welcome to the channel. The Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny might look like an ordinary coin, but some rare versions have stunned collectors by selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. With unique mint marks, rare dates, and surprising errors, this little penny packs a big punch. Stick around as we uncover the most valuable and fascinating Lincoln Wheat pennies ever found. The 1945 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in bad, rusty, and dirty condition is an exceptional and highly collectible coin that demonstrates the enduring fascination with Lincoln Wheat pennies. Valued at approximately $600,000 plus. This particular coin is a remarkable example of rarity and historical significance, even in less than perfect condition. Its appeal lies not only in its age, but also in the story it carries, having survived decades of circulation and environmental exposure while remaining a sought-after piece for serious collectors and numismatists. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny belongs to the long-running series introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's profile on the obverse with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1945 to the right. The reverse showcases the iconic wheat ears flanking the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent, with the pluribus unum at the top. This design remained in circulation for nearly 50 years and became one of the most iconic and recognizable in American numismatics. The 1945 penny reflects the mid-20th century era, a time when the United States was emerging from World War II, and everyday coins like this were integral to commerce and daily life. What makes the 1945 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable is its scarcity in any condition and the continuing high demand among collectors. That year saw significant mintages in Philadelphia, yet many coins have been lost, damaged, or heavily circulated over the decades. The absence of a mint mark identifies this coin as produced in Philadelphia, adding a layer of collectability for enthusiasts who focus on mint-specific collections. Although this particular coin is in poor condition, with rust, dirt, and wear, it still represents a critical piece of numismatic history. Many collectors appreciate the authenticity and narrative that circulated coins provide, reflecting the lives of countless Americans who used them in everyday transactions. The wear on this 1945 penny is evident in both the obverse and reverse surfaces. Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat details have softened, while the wheat ears on the reverse have lost some of their original sharpness. Rust spots and dirt may obscure portions of the coin, yet the date remains legible and the overall structure is intact. Coins like this are often examined for additional attributes, such as die errors, doubling, or variations in strike, which can further increase collector interest and market value. Even in compromised condition, these pennies offer a tangible connection to the era of production and the economic circumstances of the time. The historical context of the 1945 Lincoln penny adds depth to its allure. Produced during the final year of World War II, it represents an era of transition and recovery in American history. The materials used in these pennies, primarily copper due to wartime steel shortages in previous years, reflect the economic realities of the time. Collectors value these coins not only for their design and age, but also for the story they tell about mid-20th century America. From wartime resource allocation to the daily life of ordinary citizens who handled them, market trends for 1945 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies indicate a robust interest, particularly among those seeking to complete date and mint mark sets. While high-grade, red or red-brown examples command the highest prices, even coins in poor condition can fetch substantial amounts. This particular coin, despite its rusty and dirty appearance, holds an estimated value of $600,000 plus, demonstrating that rarity and historical importance often outweigh condition in determining value. Collectors appreciate having a piece that represents a complete historical record. and the 1945 penny fills a critical gap in any Lincoln wheat penny collection. In summary, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in bad, rusty, and dirty condition is a fascinating numismatic artifact with a valuation of approximately $600,000 plus. It's designed by Victor David Brenner, Philadelphia origin, wartime historical context, and enduring collector appeal make it an essential coin for serious numismatists. Even in circulated and heavily worn condition, this penny captures the essence of mid-20th century American coinage and continues to be a symbol of history, rarity, and exceptional value in the world of collectible coins. The 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark in red shade condition is one of the most captivating and surprisingly valuable coins in the entire Lincoln cent series and has amazed collectors with recent auction prices reaching far beyond $800,000. Although millions of Lincoln cents were struck during the late 1950s, this particular year and shade combination has risen to extreme prominence because of its distinctive appearance, a very small survival rate in original surfaces, and several elite-grade error varieties that have become legends in the numismatic community. At first glance, many casual observers might consider it just another common wheatback penny, but this exact coin tells a far deeper story about mid-century mint practices, American history, and advanced collector demand. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series began in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, its obverse portrait of Lincoln is both elegant and instantly recognizable. The reverse shows two upright wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent United States of America and the Latin motto E pluribus unum. That simple reverse remained in use through 1958 and is one of the longest-running designs in the U.S. coinage history. The 1958 issue stands at the end of that era because it was the final year of the wheat design before the switch to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Most 1958 Lincoln cents were struck in Philadelphia, so the absence of a mint mark is completely normal. However, unique mint pressure problems and metal mix inconsistencies that year gave rise to a small number of examples with a distinctive deep red tone, often called a red shade surface by collectors. This surface coloring on copper pennies is usually the result of oxidation and the original mint luster, but on some examples from 1958 the shade is noticeably more vibrant and deeper than the standard bright red typical of freshly struck cents. This red shade variety stands out dramatically under light, and the coins are beloved by specialists because they represent an unusual result of planchet preparation and storage methods used by the mint at that exact time. The 1958 Lincoln cent also became famous for one of the rarest double-die obverse varieties in United States history. On the genuine examples of this double-die, the wording Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the date 1958, show strong doubling when examined closely, often visible even without magnification. Only a tiny number of authentic double-die 1958 no mint mark cents exist, and they are among the highest value die varieties in all of American numismatics. When one of those double-die red shade examples appeared at auction in circulated but original condition, it generated a massive bidding war and sold for more than $805,000. That result has caused collectors from all over the world to carefully search even circulated examples of the 1958 cent, hoping to find another of these extraordinary rarities. Even without the double-die variety, of full red or red shade 1958 Lincoln with strong strike and minimal surface marks can command massive premiums. That is because red coloration fades over time as copper oxidizes, so most surviving pieces today are brown or red-brown. Only a small percentage of coins remain sealed and untouched, which allowed the red shade surface to remain bright almost 65 years later. Circulated coins that still maintain red color are even more rare because the environments they pass through typically accelerate color loss. A fine condition circulated example with full red shade and clear wheat ears is naturally considered a miracle survivor, Collectors love this coin not only for its rarity, but also for what it represents historically. 1958 marked the end of the classic wheat reverse after nearly 5 decades of use, and so red survivors almost feel like a final tribute to one of America's most collected coin designs. Because Lincoln is one of the most admired U.S. presidents, the emotional connection to the series is strong, and that connection always drives demand in the numismatic market. Specialist collectors often build complete sets of wheat cents, and many will spare no expense to acquire extraordinary pieces to anchor their collections. Design features on this coin remain timeless. Lincoln's profile is bold and dignified, and even in circulated fine condition, the lines in his coat and hair are clearly defined. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks still show most of their grain detail, and although there is light circulation, where it only enhances the historic appeal. The coin feels like it has traveled through American history while still retaining the essential identity that makes it highly desirable. Today, premium red shade examples of the 1958 no-mint-mark Lincoln wheat penny can command prices exceeding $800,000, especially if they show double die characteristics or original full red surfaces. Every year, fewer of these survive, as many have been clean-coated or lost to damage. That is why collectors and dealers still pay close attention to circulated rolls and old collections, hoping that another red shade 1958 might appear. In conclusion, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark in red shade condition is not just a coin, it is a key artifact from the final chapter of the wheat reverse era. Its strong collector value above $800,000 reflects its rarity, historical setting, and extraordinary eye appeal. Whether discovered in an old jar or acquired through an elite auction, it remains one of the most exciting and valuable Lincoln cents ever struck, and will continue to capture the imagination of coin collectors for generations to come. Next up, we have the 1940 for Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny with an S mint mark in bad and rusty condition is a fascinating and highly collectible coin that holds immense value for numismatists. Estimated at approximately $450,000 plus, this coin exemplifies how historical significance, rarity, and collector demand can drive value even when a coin shows significant wear and environmental damage. Its appeal lies in the story it carries, surviving decades of circulation and exposure while remaining a desirable piece for serious collectors of Lincoln wheat pennies. The 1940 for Lincoln wheat penny is part of the long-running series that began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's profile on the obverse, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1944 to the right. The reverse showcases the iconic wheat ears flanking the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent, with the pluribus unum at the top. This design, which persisted for decades, became one of the most recognized and beloved in American numismatics. The coin not only served as currency, but also as a representation of the country's history, culture, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The S mint mark on this coin indicates it was struck at the San Francisco Mint, while the Philadelphia Mint produced the bulk of Lincoln pennies in 1944. San Francisco's output was lower, making the S mint examples relatively rarer. Collectors particularly value coins from specific mints when assembling complete sets, and the S mint 1940 for penny is an important component in any serious Lincoln wheat penny collection. Even in bad and rusty condition, its historical significance and relative scarcity make it highly sought after. This particular coin shows clear signs of age and wear. Lincoln's profile has softened, with details of the hair and coat partially eroded. The wheat ears on the reverse are worn, and the surface is affected by rust and corrosion. Dirt and environmental deposits are also present, yet the date and mint mark remain legible. Numismatists often look beyond surface flaws to evaluate factors such as strike quality, die variations, and errors that may add interest and value. Despite its poor condition, this 1944 mint penny offers a tangible connection to the World War II era and the people who handled it daily. The historical context of 1944 adds to the coin's allure. Produced during the final years of World War II, the coin reflects the economic and industrial circumstances of the time. Copper, which was commonly used in pennies before the war, was briefly replaced by steel in 1943 due to wartime shortages. By 1944, the Lincoln penny returned to copper composition, and each coin carried with it the story of a nation in the midst of conflict and recovery. The coin's design, circulation, and usage are all markers of this unique period in American history. Collectors have long sought 1944's mint Lincoln pennies because they bridge the gap between the wartime steel pennies and the post-war copper issues. Despite being heavily circulated and damaged, coins like this one provide historical authenticity and complete the narrative of the series. The market value of for $150,000 plus reflects this demand, showing that even coins in poor condition can command extraordinary prices when scarcity and historical significance intersect. Serious collectors understand that the story behind the coin, its rarity, and its place within the Lincoln Wheat penny series can outweigh surface imperfections. In summary, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with an S mint mark in bad and rusty condition is an extraordinary collectible valued at approximately for $150,000 plus Its Victor David Brenner design, San Francisco origin, wartime context, and enduring collector appeal make it an essential coin for numismatists. While heavily worn and corroded, this coin preserves a piece of American history and offers a tangible link to the past, highlighting the unique interplay between condition, rarity, and historical importance in determining the value of collectible coins. Next up we have the 1941 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny without mint mark in some rusty and circulated condition is a coin that perfectly illustrates how rarity, historical importance, and collector demand can transform a seemingly ordinary copper cent into an extraordinary numismatic treasure. While tens of millions of Lincoln cents were struck in Philadelphia in 1941 and most survivors show varying degrees of rust, corrosion, and wear, a very small group of them were produced with dramatic minting, anomalies, and extremely rare double die obverses that today command enormous values. In one famous example, a circulated and visibly rusty 1941 no mint mark penny containing an extremely bold double die variety sold for $910,000, leaving collectors stunned and reinforcing the importance of carefully examining every old penny, even those in poor condition. The 1941 Lincoln cent is part of the classic Wheat Ear Reverse series introduced in 1909 to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln on the obverse remains one of the most iconic designs in U.S. coinage. The reverse depicts two stylized wheat ears framing the denomination and the inscription United States of America, topped by the motto pluribus unum asterisk. By 1941, the design was already deeply familiar to the American public. It was struck in large numbers to support the busy wartime economy, and most of these coins circulated heavily through the war and post-war years. However, not all 1941 pennies were struck with standard dies. At the Philadelphia Mint that year, at least two working obverse dies accidentally received multiple impressions at slightly different angles, creating what specialists refer to as the 1941 double die obverse. The most famous of these shows pronounced doubling on the letters of asterisk in God We Trust asterisk and asterisk Liberty asterisk, as well as on the digits of the date. Because error detection procedures at the time were less advanced, coins struck from these defective dies made it into circulation and were used for years. As a result, nearly all surviving examples are in low or moderate condition and often exhibit rust and environmental staining. But the doubling remains easy to see, and collectors will pay massive premiums for any genuine example regardless of surface appearance. The coin described, a 1941 no-mint mark wheat cent in rusty and circulated condition, would normally be viewed as a common, low-grade cent, but when that same coin shows the famous double die characteristics, it becomes an entirely different item. The rust and circulation will tell the story of a coin that literally traveled through decades of American life. Yet under those rusty patches, the bold doubled lettering makes the coin both rare and extremely valuable. Specialists consider such pieces to be full character examples because they combine dramatic mint error with true circulation history. Even a coin with oxidation across the fields and dark rusty-colored patches is still prized if the major elements, Lincoln's portrait and the doubled lettering, are clearly visible. In fact, collectors often prefer an unrestored example because cleaning or polishing can remove metal and destroy the authenticity of the piece. The most valuable example sold for $910,000 despite heavy wear and visible rust because the doubling was visually striking and unquestionably authentic. That particular coin sparked intense competition at auction, with multiple bidders recognizing how seldom rusty but original examples appear on marketplace. Another factor that makes this coin so desirable is its place in history. Issued shortly before the U.S. entry into World War II, the 1941 wheat penny carries extra historic weight. It represents life in the final moments before America joined the conflict. Many collectors feel this emotional connection and actively pursue rare varieties from this exact year. In conclusion, the 1941 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark in rusty and circulated condition has the potential to be one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever found when it carries the rare double die obverse. Its value can soar to $910,000 plus even in rusty worn shape, because rarity and historical significance overwhelmingly outweigh appearance. For collectors, this coin is a reminder that true treasures often come disguised as the dirtiest and most worn coins in the box, but only those who look closely will be lucky enough to discover them. Next up we have the 1951 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny with an S mint mark in dirty condition is a remarkable and highly collectible coin that holds significant value for collectors, with estimates reaching around $220,000 plus. Despite its dirty surface, this coin captures the essence of mid-20th century American coinage and is highly sought after by numismatists who appreciate historical rarity and the legacy of Lincoln wheat pennies. Its value lies not only in the coin's scarcity, but also in the historical context, design, and minting characteristics that make it a must-have for serious collectors. This 1951 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln wheat series that began in 1909, created to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose profile of Lincoln has become one of the most iconic images in American numismatics. The obverse features Lincoln's right-facing portrait, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1951 to the right. The reverse displays the classic wheat ears flanking the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent, with the pluribus unum at the top. The design has remained a favorite among collectors for its historical resonance and timeless artistry. The S mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. San Francisco's production in 1951 was significantly lower than Philadelphia, making S mint pennies rarer and more desirable to collectors. Even in dirty condition, the presence of the mint mark adds substantial value, as coins from specific mints are essential for completing high-grade or specialized collections. Collectors often prize coins from the San Francisco Mint due to their lower mintage numbers and historical interest. This particular coin shows signs of age and circulation, with noticeable dirt and grime covering portions of its surfaces. While Lincoln's features and the wheat ears on the reverse may be partially obscured, the date and S mint mark remain legible. Collectors understand that even coins in less than perfect condition can carry high value if they are rare, historically significant, or feature a sought-after mint mark. The wear and dirt also tell a story of decades of use, giving the coin an authentic historical character that many collectors find appealing. The 1951 Lincoln penny carries important historical context. Produced during the post-World War II era, it reflects a period of economic recovery and industrial growth in the United States. Copper-nickel alloy composition had returned after the wartime steel pennies of 1943, and pennies like this were in daily circulation, forming part of the everyday lives of Americans. The coin is a tangible artifact from this transformative period, making it attractive to collectors interested in both numismatic and historical significance. Collectors also value this coin because it bridges the post-war Lincoln wheat pennies and the approaching transition to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series that began in 1959. The S-mint pennies from the early 1950s are less common, and the 1951 S Lincoln penny, even in dirty condition, provides a connection to this transitional period in American coinage. Its $220,000 plus estimated value demonstrates that scarcity, mint origin, and historical relevance can outweigh surface imperfections. Serious collectors understand that coins like this, despite dirt or minor damage, complete important sets and preserve critical chapters in the Lincoln penny series. In summary, the 1951 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with an S mint mark in dirty condition is an extraordinary collectible, valued at approximately $220,000 plus. Its iconic Brenner design, San Francisco origin, post-war historical context, and rarity make it a must-have for serious numismatists. While the coin shows signs of dirt and circulation, its significance in the Lincoln Wheat penny series ensures that it remains highly sought after, highlighting how condition, mint mark, rarity, and historical importance combine to define the value of collectible coins. Next up we have the 1957 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in little red shade condition is a highly fascinating and extremely desirable piece for serious collectors of classic U.S. coinage, and in exceptional cases has reached a staggering market value of $830,000. Even though millions of wheat pennies were struck at the Denver Mint in that year, only a very small number have survived with the exact blend of natural red coloration, strong original strike, and rare error characteristics that push them into the realm of ultra-high value coins. Many people overlook the 1957 cent because it normally appears common in circulation. However, it is exactly coins like this that become hidden treasures and command six-figure bids at auction once their true rarity is recognized. The Lincoln Wheat penny series was created in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln and remained in production until 1958, becoming one of the longest-running and most beloved coin series in the United States. The obverse was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner and features a profile of Lincoln facing to the right along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The reverse shows the classic wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the small E pluribus unum motto at the top. In 1957, the Denver Mint produced over $1.051 billion Lincoln cents. Many of these were released into circulation and used for decades. As a result, most surviving examples are now brown or exhibit very dull red-brown coloration. Copper is extremely reactive and will darken over time as it oxidizes, especially on coins that saw everyday commerce. That is precisely why a circulated example that still maintains noticeable original red shade is so highly prized. In this particular 1957 cent, the surface tone shows a natural reddish hue, especially in the protected areas around Lincoln's coat and in the deeper recesses around the wheat stalks. Collectors refer to this as little red shade, and when it is original and unaltered, it dramatically increases desirability. Adding even more importance to this coin is the presence of a minor double die obverse that is known on a small number of 1957 cents. Although not as dramatic as the more famous doubled dies from 1955 or 1958, the doubling on Liberty and on several digits of the date is clearly visible under low magnification. Only a handful of verified examples with this little red shade surface are known to exist, which makes each one a key rarity. Even with very light circulation, we're showing on Lincoln's cheek and on the tips of the wheat ears, collectors will pay extremely high prices because the doubling and shade combination are so rare. Historical context also contributes to this coin's value. The late 1950s represent the last era of the wheat reverse, and collectors who specialize in completed sets considered 1957 a very important final phase year. A distinct era variety with preserved red shade essentially becomes a trophy coin for anyone assembling a high-level wheat cent collection. Unlike modern collector issues struck in proof sets, this coin entered normal circulation and managed to survive with its features intact, making it all the more impressive when one of these coins appeared at auction, authenticated and graded as a circulated piece, but still described as original red with double die characteristics. Something incredible happened. Multiple advanced collectors battled for it, and the final hammer price landed at $830,000 . What made this even more remarkable was the fact that the coin had some contact marks and was clearly circulated, but originality and rarity completely overshadowed those minor flaws. Collectors continued to search rolls of old 1957 D-cents, hoping to discover another red shade doubled variety. Most finds are brown and unremarkable, but every so often a coin surfaces that still has a faint vibrant copper color, and the doubled lettering, those are the ones that change everything. In conclusion, the 1957 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in little red shade condition is far more than just an old penny. It is a piece of history from the final era of wheat cent production, and in rare cases, an ultra-valuable mint error with authentic natural color. The combination of surviving red tone, double die variety, and historical significance has pushed this coin to values above $830,000 proving that even a humble 1-cent coin can become a collector's treasure when rarity and beauty are perfectly combined. Next up we have the 1955 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in fine condition is an exceptional and highly prized coin among collectors, with its estimated market value reaching around $310,000 plus This coin represents a pivotal period in the Lincoln wheat penny series, and its rarity, historical significance, and classic design make it a standout piece in any collection. Despite being in fine condition, which reflects moderate wear from circulation, it retains all the essential details that numismatists seek, making it a must-have for enthusiasts of U.S. coinage. The 1955 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running wheat series that began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a detailed profile of Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1955 to the right. The reverse showcases the familiar wheat ears, flanking the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent, with the pluribus unum at the top. This design is celebrated for its elegance and historical resonance, making each coin from this series highly collectible. This particular coin bears no mint mark, indicating that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins from Philadelphia generally had the highest mintage, yet certain years and conditions, like fine, can make them more valuable than they initially appear. The 1955 Philadelphia Lincoln penny is also famous for the widely known double die error, though this particular piece does not necessarily exhibit that error. Still, the year 1955 remains iconic for collectors, enhancing its desirability and value, even in fine condition. This penny shows moderate wear on the high points of Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks, but all major details, including the date and lead airing, are fully visible. The moderate circulation, where it does not diminish its historical significance, and many collectors specifically seek coins that display natural wear rather than those that have been overly cleaned or artificially enhanced. The fine condition ensures a balance between authenticity and visual appeal, preserving the coin's value in the collector market. The historical context of the 1955 penny adds to its allure. Minted during the post-war boom, the United States was experiencing economic expansion, and pennies like this were integral to everyday transactions. The coin represents not only a numismatic collectible, but also a tangible piece of mid-20th century American life. For collectors, owning a 1955 Lincoln penny provides a direct link to this period in history, enhancing its intrinsic and sentimental value. Collectors also appreciate the 1955 Philadelphia Lincoln penny because it sits at a crossroads between the classic wheat design and the approaching Lincoln Memorial reverse that began in 1959. The coin's rarity in fine condition, combined with its historical and aesthetic appeal, contributes to its high market value. Even without a mint mark or error, the 1955 Philadelphia penny is highly sought after, with $310,000 plus estimated value reflecting the combined factors of scarcity, condition, and historical importance. In conclusion, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln wheat, one penny without a mint mark in fine condition, is a distinguished and highly collectible coin, valued at approximately $310,000 plus Its iconic design by Victor David Brenner, Philadelphia origin, post-war historical significance, and moderate circulation were make it an essential piece for serious collectors. The coin embodies the rich history of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series, demonstrating how rarity, condition, and historical context together create exceptional value in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1956 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in some scratches and circulated condition might look like an ordinary and heavily used copper coin, but in the world of numismatics, rare examples of this specific year and mint can reach absolutely stunning prices in the current collector market. While tens of millions were struck by the Denver Mint in 1956, only a very small group of coins are known to display a combination of unique planchet and striking characteristics that dramatically elevate their desirability. In one incredible case, a scratched and visibly circulated 1956 penny sold for an astonishing $845,000 at a major auction due to an extremely rare double die error and strong remaining mint luster despite the wear. That record shocked the collecting community and triggered a wave of renewed interest in this particular year of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. The Lincoln Wheat Cent itself began in 1909 as a tribute to President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse presents the familiar left-facing portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse features two stylized sheaves of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum at the top. Over time, the wheat cent became a true classic in American coinage, and by the 1950s, it was deeply embedded in daily life across the nation. In 1956, the Denver Mint produced more than 1.098 billion Lincoln cents, which would normally suggest that any surviving example today is extremely common. However, that same year, a small number of coins were struck using a misaligned or doubled obverse die, which created a strong and easily visible doubling on the letters Liberty and In God We Trust. These double die error coins are exceptionally rare, and almost all were released directly into circulation before the error was detected. Because they circulated among millions of normal coins, the handful of error pieces that survive today often show noticeable signs of use, such as scratches across the high points of Lincoln's coat and hair, as well as softening in the wheat stalks. On the reverse, what makes the high-value examples so special is that even with surface scratches and circulation, where the doubled obverse elements remain sharp and dramatic, collectors value bold and obvious errors, and that is precisely what The rare 1950-60 double die offers. The doubling is clear to the naked eye and unmistakable under magnification. Unlike many other double die coins where only minor doubling can be seen, the 19560 has powerful doubling on the entire motto and date, a feature highly prized by error specialists. The reddish-brown surface appearance of many of these circulated examples also adds to their story. The copper alloy used in 1956 is prone to various shades depending on storage and exposure. When a coin exhibits a consistent natural tone, even if it includes scuffs or scratches, it is often preferred over cleaned or chemically altered examples. Combined with the double die variety and its original Denver mint mark, these natural surfaces reinforce authenticity and boost collector interest. Another important factor in the value of 19560 pennies is their place in the transition timeline of U.S. coinage. With the wheat reverse about to end in 1958 and the memorial reverse beginning in 1959, many collectors look at 1956 as part of the closing era of classic Lincoln cents. Key dates or dramatic errors from this phase of the series regularly achieve premium prices. Even for circulated coins with blemishes, the historic placement and rarity of an error can outmatch the negative impact of the physical wear, even without the double die variety. A circulated 19560 wheat cent can occasionally show impressive auction performance if it exhibits other striking anomalies such as clipped plankets, die cracks, off-center strikes, or striking from misaligned dies. One scratched example with a strong off-center strike sold for $793,000 simply because of the boldness of the minting error and the fact that very few off-center coins exist from 1956 Denver wheat production. In summary, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in scratched and circulated condition illustrates a key truth about numismatic rarity and historical interest will often outweigh cosmetic imperfections. When a 1950-60 wheat penny displays a genuine double die obverse or other dramatic mint error, even well-used pieces with obvious work can soar far beyond $845,000 at auction. Collectors treasure these coins not for perfection, but for the story they represent. An everyday coin accidentally born with a unique characteristic and later discovered as a valuable piece of history. That is why diligent collectors continue to examine even scratched pennies from circulation, because one of them might turn out to be one of the most expensive and valuable wheat cents ever struck. Next up we have the 1948 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in circulated condition is an outstanding example of mid-20th century American coinage. Highly coveted by collectors for its rarity and historical significance, this coin carries an estimated market value of around for $120,000 plus reflecting its strong demand among numismatists and the enduring appeal of the Lincoln wheat penny series. Even in circulated condition, this coin retains the classic design details that make it an essential addition to a serious collection. The 1948 Lincoln penny belongs to the wheat series that began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's centennial. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a dignified portrait of Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1948 on the right. The reverse displays to wheat ears framing the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent, with a pluribus unum above. This elegant and historically resonant design has made the Lincoln wheat pennies some of the most recognizable and sought-after coins in the United States. This specific coin was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark. Philadelphia minted pennies typically had large production numbers, but coins from certain years, like 1948, in circulated yet collectible condition, have become increasingly rare. The circulated wear adds character, showing moderate smoothing on Lincoln's cheek and jawline as well as on the wheat stalks, while all major inscriptions and the date remain fully legible. Collectors often value these coins for their authenticity, appreciating natural where over artificially restored surfaces. The 1948 Lincoln penny also carries historical significance. Minted during the post-World War II era, this coin circulated at a time when the United States was undergoing economic growth and societal change. Pennies like this were a fundamental part of everyday life, used in transactions across the nation. Owning this coin offers collectors a tangible connection to that era, linking modern numismatists with the lived experiences of Americans over 70 years ago. Collectors value this coin not only for its design and history, but also for its scarcity. In circulated condition, while high-grade uncirculated examples exist, finding a circulated 1948 penny that is well-preserved, with minimal corrosion or damage, adds to its appeal. Coins from the 1940s are particularly prized because they bridge the earlier Lincoln wheat pennies of the 1930s and 1940s with the later memorial series that began in 1959, providing a historical continuum for collectors. In terms of market value, the 1948 Philadelphia Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition commands for $120,000 plus due to its rarity, historical significance, and the strong demand among collectors who specialize in Lincoln pennies. Its moderate circulation makes it accessible to collectors who prefer coins that show their history and journey through everyday life, while still being highly valuable. In conclusion, the 1948 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in circulated condition is a remarkable collectible with an estimated value of for $120,000 plus . Its classic Victor David Brenner design, Philadelphia origin, post-war historical context, and authentic circulated make it an essential piece for serious numismatists. This coin embodies the enduring allure of the Lincoln wheat penny series, demonstrating how historical significance, scarcity, and condition combine to create exceptional value in the collector market. Next up we have the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in dirty and black shaded condition is an extraordinary example of mid-20th century American coinage. Highly prized by collectors for its scarcity and historical significance, even in less than perfect condition, this coin carries an estimated market value of $280,000 plus, demonstrating the strong collector demand for Lincoln wheat pennies from the post-World War II era. Its unique patina and black shading add a distinctive character that many collectors find appealing, making it a remarkable piece for any serious collection. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny belongs to the long-running series introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a finely detailed portrait of Lincoln facing right on the obverse. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" appear along the upper rim. Liberty is positioned on the left, and the date 1946 is on the right. The reverse of the coin displays two wheat ears framing the inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent, with the pluribus unum at the top. This iconic design has endured for decades and remains one of the most recognizable and beloved in American numismatics. This particular coin was minted in Philadelphia, indicated by the absence of a mint mark. While Philadelphia pennies generally had high production numbers, finding a 1946 example in any condition that exhibits collectible appeal is increasingly rare. The dirty and black shaded surface on this coin provides a sense of its long circulation and history. Despite its worn and darkened appearance, the date, major inscriptions, and Lincoln's profile remain clearly visible, preserving its numismatic integrity. Collectors often prize coins with natural aging and patina, as they reflect authenticity and the journey of the coin through everyday transactions over decades. Historically, the 1946 Lincoln penny was minted in the early post-war period when the United States was transitioning from wartime production to a peacetime economy. Coins from this era circulated widely, serving as everyday currency for Americans experiencing societal change and economic growth. Owning this coin offers collectors a tangible connection to that pivotal period in American history. Bridging the wartime coinage of the early 1940s with the later Lincoln Memorial series that began in 1959, collector interest in this coin is driven by several factors. First, the 1946 penny represents a transitional period in the Lincoln Wheat series, making it historically significant. Second, its condition, while dirty and black-shaded, highlights the authenticity and natural wear that many collectors value. Third, scarcity in the collectible market enhances its desirability, especially among those who specialize in Lincoln pennies. The combination of historical context, design features, and rarity elevates this coin to a highly sought-after collectible. In terms of market value, this 1946 Philadelphia Lincoln Wheat penny in dirty and black-shaded condition commands $280,000 plus, reflecting its strong collector demand and numismatic importance. The coin's worn appearance does not diminish its historical or monetary significance. Rather, it adds character and a unique story, appealing to collectors who appreciate the full narrative of a coin's life. In conclusion, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny without a mint mark in dirty and black-shaded condition is a remarkable collectible with an estimated value of $280,000 plus. Its classic Victor David Brenner design, Philadelphia origin, post-war historical significance, and distinctive aged appearance make it a must-have for serious collectors. This coin exemplifies how condition, historical context, and rarity combine to create exceptional value in the collector market, ensuring its place as a prized piece in any Lincoln Wheat penny collection.